What is up, everybody? It is Life's Apprentice. We have an awesome video for you guys today and a super awesome exclusive offer for a free trial of advertising. Make sure, in order for this offer to work, make sure that you guys are subscribed, hit the notification bell and the like button on this video, and stay tuned till the end of the video and I will explain exactly how this offer works. And it's a great offer exclusively through Life's Apprentice here on YouTube.
What is up, everybody? It is Life's Apprentice. Well, we have a really awesome video today. One of my most frequently asked questions is how to get leads and how to do marketing for your dumpster business or your junk removal business or your demolition business. And we're going to get into one really good way to do that for any one of these businesses. This is something that us at Greenhead Recycle have been doing for over a year. We saw immediate results. Obviously, results do vary, but we saw immediate results, and it has worked out really well for us. And I'm really happy to be here with Scott. Scott, who are you? What do you do? And what is your role with Hometown Dumpster Rental?
Yeah, Justin, thank you for having us again today. You've done a lot to help promote Hometown, and we'd like to thank you for that. But my role is I'm in charge of sales and marketing for Hometown, and happen to be one of the three owners who started Hometown back in 2008.
Awesome. So I know I've been promoting and love Hometown, but recently you guys have gone through some changes with your business. And I guess try to explain that to people who have never heard of you and maybe looking to get leads for dumpster removal, and try to explain, we'll move on here in a minute and try to explain some of the changes for the people who've been with Hometown Dumpster Rental and have noticed the changes.
Sure. Well, what we've done for 13 years, Justin, is we've generated live phone leads for customers across the country, people who are looking to have some type of demolition work, junk removal, or dumpster rental project where they want to do one of those types of things. So what we have are two websites that do that. One called Hometown Dumpster Rental, where we generate dumpster leads as well as junk removal leads. And we have a second website called Hometown Demolition Contractors, where we generate demolition leads for companies across the United States. So what we do is we have over 20,000 city pages across the country that get ranked and found for the different search terms when it comes to someone typing in dumpster rental, Dublin, Ohio. I just picked that as an example. Or junk removal, Waxahachie, Texas. Our page will pop up and people will land on that page, see some local providers that they can choose from in order to call or text in order to get information from them on how to help them with their project.
Okay, and then so you guys are a lead generation system, not a broker. And there's a difference between brokers and like a lead generation system. But for a lot of the new people out there or people who are not very tech savvy, search engine optimization is a very important thing when it comes to getting your business ranked on Google or any of the big search engines. And what you guys are doing is you are doing the search engine optimization, the SEO, for us smaller companies. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yep.
Okay. Now, I've heard recently that quite a few people have had their Google My Business taken down because they didn't have a physical address, or maybe they were running multiple locations, or for whatever reason, Google flagged them and took them down. Now, this is a way to avoid that or keep yourself ranking high on Google. Say your Google My Business got taken down and that's where you were getting all of your business. This isn't directly linked to that. And this is a good way to keep your search engine optimization or keep you up at top of the list. And you don't have to worry about getting flagged or being removed like Google might do. Is that correct?
Well, it's a little, I don't want to say that we're going to help solve that, but what we are is we're another billboard on the internet that can help get you ranked and found to generate more business. So what I would say is, we have a 20,000 page website where if Greenhead, your company, is putting up a website, you might have a 6 or 8 page website. But in Google's eyes, a directory with 20,000 pages across the country has got some pretty big clout and some trust factors. And if they see your name, your address, and your direct phone number on our website, that's going to come back to say, hey, Greenhead Recycling is a viable company. And yes, it can help add additional trust back to your Google listings.
That makes sense. That makes sense. And I know there's another dumpster YouTuber out there that, we're pretty diversified in our marketing, but Google My Business is very important. And his recently got removed, and he's extremely reliant on that Google My Business. Now, when it got removed, his phone literally just shut off. I mean, it didn't drop down 50% or 25% of phone calls. It literally almost completely shut off. And Hometown is a really good way to diversify. And it'll also help with your SEO because it's another place that you show up and rank on the internet. But I think Hometown, and this is something that I like to preach and with my consultations and stuff like that I do for people starting dumpster businesses, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Don't put all your eggs on Google, My Business, and don't put all your eggs in Hometown necessarily either, but make sure that you're diversified. And if one decides it isn't going to work, you have other, avenues out there to get those phone calls. And Hometown's definitely a great way to do that.
Right. If I can take a step back and just say one thing that you had mentioned, you're right. We're not a broker. A lot of brokers, where we're different is we put you on our website. You're getting live phone calls directly to your phone number. We don't answer the phone, write down all the information from that phone call and sell the lead to 10 other people. With Hometown and our lead generation properties, we're continuously sending now for 13 plus years live calls back to whatever phone number you give us. And that way you get to sell the site user on why Greenhead Recycling or Joe's Dumpster is the great local choice for their next project.
Awesome. Okay, so I'm new. I don't know anything about Hometown. What does it cost? What are the levels of cost for Hometown? And, how do I start, I guess, with Hometown?
Yeah, let me kind of explain that. It really varies when it comes to what your services are, what your service area is, how many lives or what's the population you're going to cover. And we set up a specific quote based on dumpster rental, junk removal, and demolition for the areas that you service. So it really is hard to give you a specific number, but what happens is you set a monthly leads budget for you in your area, what you want to pay per month based on the area that you service. And your monthly leads budget is what's going to go into how we rank people on a specific page. And this is where I'd like to kind of show you an example of what happens when you're a new company or someone searching and how Hometown can help generate some business. Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely. Go for it.
Okay, I'm going to share my screen. Can you see the Hometown dumpster rental page here?
Yep.
Okay, so what we do is we have different properties that generate different types of leads. We have a Hometown dumpster rental website. You can see at the top here. We also have a separate website or separate pages on the Hometown dumpster rental where you can find junk removal business. And I'll explain the difference there. And then also we've got our Hometown demolition contractors website where we generate leads. But I'm just going to start out. I had mentioned earlier, let's type in dumpster. Dumpster rental. What did I say? Dublin, Ohio. So when you do a search for dumpster rental, or I'm pretending to be a site user now, when they do a search for dumpster rental Dublin, Ohio, the first couple things that pop up are paid search campaigns. These are done by Google. They work pretty well. That's why Google's a billion-dollar company, but they tend to start putting more and more people into this area. You yourself were talking about more of the Google My Business type stuff that pops up here, Justin, and that's
Yep.
what can happen. They've moved this up into the realm of the organic search results. And then as you go down further, you can see the different search results that come back. And then you can see hometown dumpster rental happens to be the first one under the maps section. So if I were to click on that in Dublin, Ohio, you can see that we've got certain clients in this area that are getting dumpster leads from hometown. What it is, we've got dump a box, commercial waste removal, Red Box Plus, Kobe. You can see they have their phone numbers on these pages. So when someone types in Dublin, Ohio, these are the people that are paying to be on our hometown properties and get the live phone calls about renting a container. Okay, so that's a great thing. We're able to do this because we have multiple pages across the country. I'm going to go back to our original hometown dumpster rental website. You can see we have some popular cities. We have all states. You could click on Pennsylvania and see some of the top cities that people are choosing. You can even go down to more places alphabetically for all the city pages within Pennsylvania. So if you tell us, I want to be on all the pages around Oil City, Pennsylvania, we'll put you on all the pages within that 30-mile, 40-mile radius to be generating leads for you in that area. I brought up an example too. We have a guy in Brookhaven, Pennsylvania. They do Philadelphia. You can see they probably go all the way out to Westchester, even into parts of Delaware. What we do is we have pages built for these different cities, and we put you on the areas where you service in order to generate live phone calls. Now, our system is built on search engine optimization, like you said. We've been blessed with some really good rankings over the years and continue to generate live phone calls for people who want to have that type of service done. And so for a new guy, we can help make your phone ring with people who are looking to rent a dumpster in whatever hometown area you're in across the country. Does that make sense?
And you can be pretty specific about your areas too, right? I mean, you're not just getting blasted out all over the place like some other forms of advertising. You can be pretty specific with your advertising, right?
Correct. And one of the reasons you and I had talked about this before is we also offer junk removal leads and demolition leads. And what we've found since COVID has hit, more and more people, we have over 1 million more visitors coming to our hometown properties. And our theory is people are working from home, they're more virtual, or they're also looking in their backyard when they're working from their kitchen table saying, I need to have some type of junk removal done, or I need to have a deck removed, a shed, a patio. We've seen a significant increase in those types of leads since COVID has hit. And being out on the internet, like you said, we're not the end all. There's many opportunities to generate business, but we tend to find that our pages are getting ranked for the different types of search terms, and having a website with 20,000 city pages really helps to climb in the SEO rankings to generate that type of business.
Right. And in my opinion, I mean, if you're in the dumpster business and you want to grow and you're in just about any part of the United States, hometown is probably one of the best options as far as, subscription-based lead generation. Hometown's going to rank up there with the best of any other SEO company or company similar just about anywhere in the United States. I mean, I've done, just fake searches all over the place, and you guys are on the first page just about everywhere that I've seen.
Yeah, we do a lot of work behind the scenes to get those ranked, and that's the nice thing. And that's why when I get a phone call saying I see my 4 or 5 other competitors on your hometown pages, I want to get in on that business as well. And so that, along with certain YouTube channels, have really pushed a lot of people towards us as well, yourself included, helping us to generate more and more opportunities. And that's kind of why I'm glad you gave us a chance to not only talk about dumpster, but also talk about our other areas, junk removal and demolition, that are just going very well for us at this time.
Yeah. I see one of the people there on Dublin, Ohio is another dumpster YouTuber. I don't know if I'm sure some of my viewers recognize the name down there. I don't know if that's coincidence or not, Scott.
Total coincidence. I can pick another city
really?
to look at. I didn't pick them on purpose. No.
Yeah. We won't mention any names, but I know it. Yeah. Okay. So the other thing, we did a video like this before, but there's been some changes. And in the last video, we really didn't touch on junk removal. And I guess I didn't really realize how many of the smaller, newer guys who are getting into the dumpster rental are also doing junk removal. This is just another really good way to get your ranking for junk removal or dumpsters up on that first page where people have a chance to see you. So the junk removal and the dumpster, and you were saying that this varies and everything like that, but you can do both with the same advertising campaign with Hometown. You can do junk removal, demolition, and dumpster rentals, right? You can do all three.
Correct. What we do is we base your monthly leads budget, and that's what it really comes down to be on our pages. Is we give you a number, a monthly leads budget number for unlimited leads. So for doing a certain amount of dumpster rental, let's say it's $200 to be on our Rockland County page. Okay, so you can adjust or keep your minimum monthly leads budget at a certain number in order to get leads, but our algorithm is based on what your monthly leads budget comes in at. One of the biggest complaints we would hear from people is, if I'm the number 13 guy to come to a certain Hometown page, I can never climb above the other 12 guys above me because they've been there too long. Now you can set a monthly leads budget and climb wherever you think the most value is for paying for Hometown leads. And you're not going to see that 200 to 800 fluctuation in monthly lead costs. You can budget based on what you're going to get based on that area. So that's what's somewhat changed. And I'm going to get into a little bit more why we're going to a direct phone number versus a tracking number in order to help facilitate better interaction with you and a site user from Hometown.
I can just hear the comments already. And you didn't get specific on this, and you don't have to if you don't want, but what is the minimum just to do dumpster rental or just junk removal? Say just one. What is the minimum? What is the starting cost for somebody to get on Hometown dumpster rental?
Yeah, I'd love to give you a specific number. It's really based on how big of a service area you cover, where you're located. You and I were talking before, the number of people in Appleton, Wisconsin are much lower than the 5 to 7 million in Dallas, Fort Worth. So we'll give you that number if you let us know what services you want leads for. And then it'll be based on your area and the population that you're going to be, exposed to on our Hometown website.
And then, like you were saying, like say you did $200 a month for, that was your budget. You can up that or lower that or, anywhere in between on a month-to-month basis, right?
Right. But knowing all the time, depending on your budget, is how people get ranked on the page, and you're going to be able to get more calls. So say, I have people in Atlanta, Georgia, who are paying $800 a month. They're going to be towards the top of the listings on that page, where somebody might want to be in more rural Georgia and do a minimum and get just enough business that works for them. So we're allowing you to right size your budget in order to get leads from our hometown site.
Sure. And for the people watching at home and, might be thinking $200 a month, that's a lot of money. If you average that out, that's less than $7 a day. And I know lots of people out there that are spending $5, $10, $20 a day doing Google ads, Facebook ads, and stuff like that. So $200 a month is really extremely affordable when it comes to this business. I know for us, our return on investment with Hometown is unbelievable. I've heard it works for other people. I've heard certain other people, it didn't work so well for them. And like we said, it's not a one size fits all, but if you're in the business, it's something that you at least have to try, because I think you're missing out if you don't, potentially.
Right.
So get in and show me how it all works, how you're generating leads, how we know that you're generating leads, and go through some of the changes that have been made since our last video.
Sure. And thank you for allowing me to do this. I was showing a Rockland County page or whatever. One of the things that I wanted to talk about, I had brought up before too, was this company in Brookhaven. So I wanted to show you a recent company that came on board. They're a junk removal and demolition company, which, stick with us and I'll explain by the end why it makes sense and what it's going to mean towards dumpster here in the future. But this company, if you do a search for junk removal, Westchester, Pennsylvania, which is somewhat nearby where they're located, again, the Google ads pop up, the Google Maps show up, and then you can start to see some of the different companies that are down here. Hometown happens to have a Westchester, Pennsylvania page. If you click on it, you can see that there's some companies in this area that are accepting junk removal leads in the Westchester, Pennsylvania area. So when someone lands on this page, they can call any and all of these companies if they'd like. They can also request a quote. So they might go to a company and request a quote about their project where they fill out a form. It'll get sent to the company that they request. One of the things that we've built into our system is the site user can say, I want up to 1, up to 2, up to 3 different companies to give me quotes. Once 3 companies have accepted that lead, and I'll show you what that looks like, then the lead is dead. We don't send it to 20 people. And again, we want our site users to have someone they're going to contact, get in touch with, and give them a good quote. So what happens when that gets sent out, you'll get an email that says, and I picked a different area, but I didn't have any live leads from that area to show you. But Emma S is requesting a quote from Xenia, Ohio. It's a mobile home demolition to tear down a single wide mobile home. If you work in this area and you want that lead, and that's something you do, you would accept the quote. Okay. Once you accept that quote, our hometown system, what it does is it texts Emma S and says, Greenhead Recycling has accepted this lead. They will be giving you a call to contact you about a price for your project. Please look out for a call from them. You would receive an email back saying, this request has been accepted. Here's all the information about this person who wants to have this project done in your area. So you can call them, you can email them. And now this person also will get a text saying that you're going to be in touch with them. So this is what it looks like on the text side. As a result of this, then Sabrina is going to be able to talk to you. If you were to decline that lead, so back to that area, I'm going to go back to that. So say DNR Home Improvement declined that type of lead, and the site user had said, I want it to go to 3 people. It would then filter down the page to each of these people to give them a chance to accept the lead. And once it's accepted 3 times, then we call it timed out or accepted out, so that we're not continuously sending that lead to multiple companies who are going to call up 2 days later and she's already secured a demolition or a junk removal project with someone else. So the company I was pointing out here was Narcisi Construction. They're a fairly new client who's come on board. I showed Justin some of their data, and this is internal. And we're eventually going to have a report like this that can go out to a company. But you can see they started a little under a month ago. And these are just junk removal and demolition leads that have been sent to them from our hometown bookable platform. And you can see they've got quite a few leads. They've accepted some, they've declined some are still pending. So these are all opportunities for them to react on. And one of the things I always tell people is all we can do is connect you with the customer. It's up to you to have good prices, good service, and land the job. So again, if you're good on the phone, you respond to requests, you're going to like our service, because these are opportunities for you to get an in-ground pool removal or even a basement clean out junk removal project. Those are the types of things we can generate. I'm sorry I'm being long-winded here, but the reason I'm bringing all this up is because we are going to be doing the same type of stuff for dumpster rental. Right now, we're just sending live phone calls for dumpster rental. We haven't set up the texting opportunities. We see that coming out in the next month or two, where that you can connect with people. It's just the thing about a dumpster lead is it's so time sensitive. A house demolition might be able to take a week to find some people. When you want a dumpster, you want it now. And we want to make sure that we've got this system cranking so that you're able to respond immediately to these requests. But this is what the system is going to look like. Something like this, where you're going to get a text message along with phone calls, letting you know that people want to have some type of work done.
Right. And the thing I like too, and I've done, pay per lead with other businesses and stuff like that. Like you're just showing that page. So whether you accept or decline a lead, you're not paying for that lead individually anymore.
Correct.
You're paying a monthly fee that gets you all these leads. So you don't feel like you have to take that lead because I paid for it. And like you were saying too, this guy's new. In a month, I don't know how many was there, at least a dozen, maybe 15 leads that he got within 1 month. And he's not the first one on the page. He was their fifth guy down on the home page. So that's just like you said, just demolition and junk removal. And you were saying that on your platform, now this is probably changing day to day and year to year, but you were saying you guys are getting to one junk removal to dumpster rentals.
Yeah, about
as
2 years ago,
like inquiries on your site.
About 2 years ago, we did some analysis on the people who were searching, and we found it was about an 8-to-1 dumpster rental search versus junk removal, probably about a 6-to-1 demolition versus junk removal. I mean, demolition versus dumpster. A lot more people search the internet for dumpster rental. You guys know that. That's why you got into this business. But what I was showing was just a company that's doing junk and demolition. This didn't even include the live phone calls going to their direct phone number. And that's what I was showing here is their profile page. They do demolition, junk removal. So those are the things. This is their service area. We create all of this for the company when you sign up. These guys happen to go into New Jersey, to Delaware. They cover all this different area. And then all these city pages are the pages that they've been listed on our hometown properties. So we're generating leads in Norristown, in Sharon Hill, in Eddystone, in all these different, they are placed on these city pages. And everybody's not going to be on the exact same city page based on your service area. So like you said, Justin being fifth, he might be second on a different page. If you go look at the Philadelphia, I think it's the Philadelphia demolition page, he's towards the top of that. So it just depends on where you're at, what types of leads you want, and where we locate you on the pages as a result of your monthly leads budget. Yeah, so here they are. They're first on the Philadelphia page. And this is for
it really
demolition.
just depends on how many people are servicing that certain area. Like some of those little towns too with hometowns. So if somebody looks up one of those little towns, it's 500 people, and they look up, demolition near me in that little town. Mm-hmm. That's another great thing about you guys is that SEO is going to work into those little tiny niche towns and areas where it might not, with other avenues of marketing.
Correct. And the one thing I think I keep forgetting to point out is I showed you Narcise's leads that they're receiving from Hometown. This doesn't include the unlimited phone calls that are coming in on this number either, because this is their direct number. We've got that on their page so that they can get the texts as well. Or if they're talking to someone, someone can text them back for that specific phone number. So yeah, it's pretty exciting how we're able to connect people quicker through a text versus sending them an email. The best though is a live phone call, and we, for 13 going on 14 years, are continuously generating live phone calls.
Right. And online booking is the future.
Correct, and that's what we're moving towards.
It's taken me a little while to get over the idea of booking, how important it is. But essentially, with this text message that you're using, it is an online booking. But like you were saying earlier, before we started recording, your response rating with a text message online booking versus an email online booking, what did you say your average response was? Like a day and a half? Now it's an hour or two?
Correct. Yeah, it's gone from days to minutes, because now the nice thing is if you don't respond to a text and this person wants 3 different quotes, after 15 minutes, it's going to go to someone else. And once it's accepted by 3 people, then the quote's going to die, and that's okay. You've paid your monthly fee. You're not paying per lead, but we just urge the companies that have the best services, the best prices, and respond the quickest to make the most out of our opportunities we're giving you to book jobs.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's the future, whether you like it or not. It's the future.
This was one other guy I wanted to just point out a little bit. You can see these are our internal systems, but you can see this new guy, FJD Waste Disposal in Waxahachie, Texas. They do dumpster rental, junk removal, and demolition. So we started them 11/2, so 2 weeks ago. I was showing Justin this before and decided to show it here as well. You can see, they signed up on the 2nd. They were probably published maybe the 3rd or 4th, I don't know, but they already got a lead on the 4th, a pending lead for yard waste removal. On the 5th, they accepted a lead for an estate clean out. And, this may not be typical everywhere. Waxahachie, Texas might not be as competitive as Atlanta, Georgia, but you can see they've accepted some leads that have already come through within 2 weeks. And this, again, doesn't include all the live phone calls that could be coming from the dumpster rental, junk removal, and demolition pages. These are just the texts where someone was watching, Sunday Night Football and filled out a form, and they got the text message for a project in their area.
Right. Yeah, and I'd say, that's pretty good results for basically the first 10 days of being on there. To get 6 leads in the first 10 days is, that's, what more do you want? I don't know. I don't know what better results really people would expect. And those are for junk removal.
Correct. And this is the dumpster page.
And like you said,
this is the dumpster page. It's more populated. There's more people on the page. The Waxahachie junk remover page, they're second on the page. So obviously they're getting more. When it comes to light demolition and demolition jobs, they do those as well. So you can see they're 5th on that page. And this is just Waxahachie. They probably go out a 30-mile radius. So their position could be different on different pages, but their profile highlights where they are, their direct phone number. You can request a quote, and you see they do dumpster, junk, and demolition, the lighter demolition. And I guess I'm pretty proud. In 2 weeks, we were able to send them, 5 or 6 text messages. Who knows how many phone calls, because they're going directly to them.
Right. Yeah, that's what I really like about it. You've told me it's not a guarantee and things like that, but we noticed incredible results. We literally, I think, without expanding our range, we're going to continue to use Hometown, but we literally, without expanding our range business and strictly didn't do any other paid advertising other than Hometown. And we took our business from 11 dumpsters to over 20. Now we have 40. Now it's not completely from Hometown because we've had to branch out into some other marketing things, but we basically doubled our business from 11 to 20 dumpsters strictly with Hometown, and we noticed immediate results. And one thing, like you were saying, you know, these competitive in these big cities, and you know, our area is very competitive too. We don't have the population like Fort Worth or Los Angeles or, you know, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, or anything like that. But there's 15 or 20 competitors in our direct area. What we found, and Hometown is really good for this, is we found the places that my competitors don't want to go. These small, underserviced local areas. And Hometown's a great way to get that SEO into those smaller towns, underserviced areas, because you can move into, like you were showing that list of service areas that that the junk removal company and demolition company there was well over 100 small towns in that little service area, and it's worked really well for us to get out into some of those smaller towns. And yeah, they might be a little bit farther away, but we can almost name our price, and we can add on $50 or $100 for going a little bit farther. And you know, the competition doesn't want to go there, or they're not marketing in these small areas. And it's a great way for us small dumpster business and junk removal people to get our name out there and get business in you know, a crowded market.
Great. Well said. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, well, that ends an awesome interview and just another great video with Hometown Dumpster Rentals. They have come out with an exclusive offer for my subscribers. Winter is coming, and if you guys notice behind me, in my area, it's already here. And at that time of the year, phone calls are generally going to slow down. So this is a perfect time of the year for you guys to try this and see how it works. Obviously, results will vary, but we credit Hometown almost exclusively to going from 10 to 20 dumpsters. They've made a huge difference. So what Hometown is doing to all my subscribers is they're giving you your first month with Hometown for absolutely free. You guys are just silly if you do not take them up on this offer. No one has ever offered such a great deal like this, and I'm just really happy to have Hometown on our side and willing to help all of you guys out there. So if you want this offer, like I said, it's good until April of 2022. You get your first month free. This includes junk removal, demolition, and dumpster rentals. So it's not just for dumpster rentals. You can do one or all of those with this exclusive offer. Make sure you guys mention Life's Apprentice basically when you call them, and you will get your first month free. Also, go down in the description below if you guys want to try out Docket. Docket also has a free trial if you use my link in the description for Docket. And again, great companies. We've used them for over a year, still use them to this day, and I would not promote anything to you guys that we did not know and trust and use ourselves. That's it for this one. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and we will see you on the next one.